a dangerous drug on the streets of Calgary responsible for more than 270 deaths in Alberta alone last year. Yet not many people are even aware it is a problem. Charrois reports.
It's not a party drug. It's a drug that's often used alone. So if you do go in an overdose situation, there's no one else to see.
Martin Shavada, head of Calgary Police Drug Unit, is telling people with the Source Special Alert Agency who work with the city's homeless about the effects of fentanyl, a drug that is plaguing cities and towns all over Alberta. And the problem is only getting worse.
Unlike other drugs which may allow for experimentation, fentanyl does not allow that. Taking a fentanyl tablet is like playing Russian roulette. That first tablet may be your last, and it has lethal consequences.
I asked Mount Royal students what they knew about fentanyl.
I know the awareness of like not having your drink out because of people putting pills in your drink, but the awareness of that new drug is really scary because people can do that and people can actually just kill you by doing stuff like that. So honestly, it's all about precaution from now because you can't leave a drink out. But
I think there is actually some concern that people should be with fentanyl, but I've also heard that they're actually starting to find it in marijuana as well. So I'd say that it's probably actually something you would want to watch out for because like if you don't know that you're taking it and you smoke too much, then you're dead.
It takes very little fentanyl to put you in an overdose situation, which could result in death. In 2015 alone, we had 90 deaths in Calgary where fentanyl was a contributing factor.
AHS is advocating, harm reduction through, if you're going to use drugs, use it with a partner, or have someone there, or someone knows where you are.
If you have any questions about fentanyl or its effects, you can contact the Alberta Health Services for more information. Charrois, MRU TV News.
Some other known names for the fentanyl tablets are greenies, beans, or green apples. It's the tablet's light green color that gives them these names. If you come across any suspicious tablets or powder, police urge to call.
It's that time of year again where universities will be taking a break for Reading Week, giving students the time to unwind and de-stress. However, the significance of the break has a lot more to do with mental health than most people may realize. Charrois has more on the story.
For most people, February is just another month of the year. But for students at Mount Royal University, February can be one of the toughest times of their academic careers. According to the Canadian Mental Health Association, about 8% of Canadian adults will suffer from a mental health disorder, and about 20% of Canadians will be directly affected by mental health issues. I spoke with Lacey Anderson, mental health nurse at MRU's Wellness Center, about mental health disorders and how they affect students.
Even heading up to it, students, there's a little kind of burst of stress as everybody's trying to get things done and stuff before they go.
The purpose of Reading Break is to unwind and help de-stress students. So I asked some MRU students how they'd be spending their reading break.
Yeah, I think it's really important. I think the issue is that they tend to center most of the assignments and midterms around it, just because it originally was initiated as a mental health prerogative.
It helps, in terms before reading week, I just finished all my assignments. Now reading week is coming up. After reading week, I have all my midterms, so I have my slot of time to do all my studying.
The biggest thing would be learning how to kind of prioritize all the stresses that come with lots of courses and working, and trying to, with all that stress, making sure to take time away from it too.
With mental health issues becoming more of a problem during midterms, we suggest that you take the time on reading break to hang out with friends, grab a drink, or maybe work off some of that stress in the weight room. For MRU TV News, I'm Charrois.
Thanks, Olivia.
Speaking of minor hockey, at this time of year, usually kids are still out on the pond playing some hockey, but due to the extremely warm weather we've been getting for this time of year, kids haven't been able to do so. Cole, are we going to expect some more warm weather?
Well, guys, I wouldn't be looking forward to any ODR skating in the near future. We're going to take a look at these current temperatures again, still sitting at 11 degrees here in Calgary. The rest of the province, however, if we can take a look at that, at Fort Mac, it's partly cloudy and only 2 degrees up there. Grand Prairie, 5 degrees, partly cloudy. Edmonton, actually a lot sunnier than we are right now, but also sitting at 11 degrees. Medicine Hat and Lethbridge, both at partly cloudy, but Medicine Hat sitting at 13, Lethbridge at 12. We'll take a look at the rest of the country now, starting over here on the west coast. Whitehorse sitting at 1 degrees, Prince George at 8 with lots of sun out there in BC. Vancouver and Victoria both sitting at 9 degrees, only partially cloudy there, however. Edmonton and Calgary both at 11 degrees, like I said. Our friends up in Yellowknife, however, sitting at -8, so I have no envy for them. Saskatoon and Regina sitting at 10 and 13, both sunny though. You know they're soaking up the weather out there, especially after all that harsh weather they've had recently. Winnipeg at 9 degrees and partially cloudy as well. Move over into Ontario here. You're going to notice that it starts to get a little bit colder as we move further east, and I'll explain that to you a little bit later. But Toronto's sitting at 9 degrees, Ottawa at 3, Montreal at 6, all soaking up the sun though. And if we move into Halifax, however, they're getting beat up by some flurries right now. Sitting only at -2, Charlottetown at -3 and cloudy, St. John's -5, and Iqaluit is at -26 right now and flurries. So, you know, let's take what we got down here. We'll take a look at the cloud coverage map. Not a lot to show you here today. A little bit of clouds here in Ontario and a little bit of Manitoba, but other than that, it's just over here on the west coast covering up Victoria. And the reason for that is that these jet streams are coming in. So we'll take a look at the jet stream map. Basically what's happening is we got this cold air sitting up here with these high pressure systems. And the reason it's coming over here over the top parts of the provinces is because we have a low pressure system down here at the Canadian-US border. That's going to keep pushing all this cold air down into Halifax. We'll take a look at the 3-day forecast here for you guys so that you know what the weather is going to be like for the weekend. Tomorrow we're up to 15 degrees and -1 overnight. Sunday is 12 degrees and 0 overnight. And we're back down to the colder temperatures on Monday, sitting at 2 degrees and -7. So if you are going to get out this weekend, go out, have a drink, enjoy some beers with your friends on the patio. But other than that, we'll go head back to you guys.
Thanks, Cole.
All seats were filled at Mount Royal's local campus bar yesterday to celebrate the tradition of St. Patrick's Day. The Riverjacks, a band that calls Calgary home, got the chance to show off their talents at the venue. Spencer Burgess, lead vocalist of the Riverjacks and Mount Royal student, says it's a pretty cool experience to play in front of fellow students.
But it's great. It's really nice over the last couple of years having students from the program come out and kind of see what I do outside of broadcasting.
It's cool that they bring in local bands. We've got showcasing some local talent, some MRU talent. It's awesome that that they're supporting local talent instead of bringing in people from out of town. You know, most days at the hub are pretty tame. St. Paddy's Day gets to be like pretty rambunctious sometimes, but it's still you're with other students as opposed to, you know, proper adults if you go to a bar downtown.
According to WalletHub.com, a popular blogging website, over 13 million pints of Guinness are sold every year on St. Patrick's Day. This makes it the 4th most popular drinking holiday behind New Year's Eve, Christmas, and the 4th of July. For MRU TV News, I'm Cole Charrois.